guys, and welcome back to another Forza Horizon 4 video on my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be taking you through the Winter Forzathon challenge, which starts in 19.5 hours at the time of recording. By the time it's uploaded, between 18 and 19 hours from now, so you still have time to complete the long-standing tradition Forzathon. If you don't know how to complete that, or you want any help with any of the rest of the autumn season, which we're still currently in, and just looking in the upcoming weekly challenges, you can check that out on my channel if you didn't already know about it, or I'll put it up on the end screen at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around till the end for that. So I'll show you how to complete this week's Forza challenge starting tomorrow at 3:30 PM GMT or BST, because it's now summertime, the clocks have gone forward in the UK. So yes, it starts tomorrow. It is in winter, unfortunately, but I have you covered. It is a pretty easy Forza actually. The last chapter's a bit boring, but apart from that, it's an easy Forza. It's not going to really challenge your ability to play the game. So as much as I've heard about the winter season, the other events in winter will probably challenge your skill a bit. So they've kind of eased it off with the Forzathon this week. Quite a nice Forzathon as well. So it's called Tourenwagen, and what you need to do for the first chapter is own and drive the formidable 1990 Mercedes-Benz 190e 2.5-16 Evolution 2, a car that sold out before it was even unveiled. So that is quite a mouthful. In other words, it's a Mercedes, and it looks like that. It is also a popular taxi, hence the design I've got in it, which you'll see in detail in a minute. Popular taxi in a place that I like to go on holiday, Madeira. You see these around, like older ones like this, also newer ones. They're basically all Mercedes over there. So yeah, this is yeah, you can also know it as a taxi basically, if that's what you want to do, instead of reading out that massive name every time. So once you've got in it, you'll probably need some kind of tune for this Forzathon, not particularly for the first two chapters, for the last chapter, to make it a bit more fun and less boring, and you'll see why in a minute. You don't really need it for the rest of them, but if you want, I did have 3 tunes shared from when this last came around, but I've deleted all 3 of them and created one, which I haven't actually shared yet because I was just testing it, so I'll share it in a second and pop the share code up. And as usual, you can find any information, codes, tunes, tracks, or whatever is involved in the Forzathon in the description. I'll make sure to put that in there as well. So once you've got in that and downloaded any tune you like, you need to then go on to chapter 2, Autobahn. Take to the highways in a total of 3 stars from the speed traps in your Mercedes. Sorry, I couldn't speak then for some reason, my mouth malfunctioned. So basically, you don't have to do the highway speed trap. If that's going to get you confused, ignore the highways bit. All you need to do is earn a total of 3 stars from any speed trap you want. So you can repeat the same one, you can do different ones. If you get 3 stars first time, then that's it. It's you don't have to get 3 stars every time, because it is a total, but it's not like 9 or 15 like we usually have. So if you use the speed trap I'll suggest in a second, you will get 3 stars the first time, so then of course you wouldn't have to do it again. So once you've done that, then you can move on to the third chapter, Clean Sweep. Avoid bumping your opponents to earn 6 clean racing skills while racing your Mercedes. So obviously this has to be done in a race. You can do it in like a co-op race where you've got you and whoever else is in your convoy or whatever against however many AI. You can't do it PvP because that would only be you versus the other person in your convoy, so there wouldn't be any AI there. Although it might count, I'm not really sure, but just to be safe, just do it in solo. Go to any race, probably something maybe like a short one like the Horizon Festival Sprint or something, and just try not to bash into anything. Just keep it clean. You don't have to win or anything, you don't have to be in first place, just keep it clean. And then hopefully the clean racing skills should pop up. You don't need like ultimate clean racing or whatever, although they do count. You just need 6 clean racing skills. So if you don't get them all in one kind of race event, depending on how long your race is, then you can just restart it at the end, because it's not counting the races, it's counting the clean racing skills. So blueprints probably wouldn't be ideal for this, especially shorter ones, because you're going to want a longer race to make sure it counts them clean racing skills. I'm not exactly sure how long it takes. It counts up before it gives you a clean racing skill, probably like 10-15 seconds or something in between each. So just be a bit patient with it, because obviously it's trying to keep up. So once you've done that and it's popped up, you can move on to the final chapter, Formation Lap. Get to grips with the excellent MB190E by driving it for a total of 20 miles. So you see what I mean by you don't necessarily need a tune for the other chapters, but for this one it'll make it a bit quicker and a bit fun, because 20 miles or 32 kilometres is quite a lot. In fact, that's almost the length of the Goliath. So if you drive around the whole of the map like the Goliath, you'll have it, or you can just drive up and down the motorway, whichever you fancy, until you pop it up. If you want to be cruising around, if you've got a wheel or something, you want to do some realistic driving, feel free, or you can just go full throttle as fast as you can. I'll leave that up to you. Obviously the highway would be the quickest way to get that, or driving one circuit of like the Goliath or something, but whichever you fancy until it pops up. And then you'll have your 15% towards winter, which, don't forget, starts tomorrow. So I'll show you the speed trap I'm going to suggest for the chapter 2 now. So there's many speed traps. I've got my map filter to just speed traps for this one. So there's many you could do. So this one you'd probably be able to do in this car with this tune. Obviously you don't have to get 3 stars every time, so you could literally do any one you wanted. That one you'll probably be able to get 3 stars first try as well. You could literally do whichever one you wanted. The 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, etc. Doesn't really matter, I'm just going through them here. But the one I've selected, which I believe is the easiest for a road car to get 3 stars per run, is the Astmoor speed trap, which you only need 140 mile an hour. So the slate quarry you only need 130, but there is a bit of a bend. And also the bumps can kind of throw you off if you're not in an off-road car, so you can try that one. Like I said, you don't have to get 3 stars, it is a total of 3 stars, so if you only get 2 stars, 1 star, just count it up until it pops up. But the Astmoor one, if I do a quick demonstration in this tune, which I'll show you in a second, it has a stock engine in it. I've tuned the gears a bit, so the first 3 get you a good launch and acceleration, then it drops back lower revs in 4th, 5th and 6th, so the gears are longer to give you a bit more boost. So there you go, 166.7 on the first run there. You could do it from this way as well if I show you. So this Forzathon is actually really easy. There's no real fuss about it. It is actually quite fun for a Forzathon, I guess. For the last chapter you can do it pretty quickly, so we go from this way, we should be able to do it from here, because we've got good acceleration and longer gears to give us a bit of a boost. So yeah, there you go, 154.31. So you can do it both ways without breaking a sweat, so there you go. So that's that chapter. So if I quickly show you the tune, I'll show you what I did to the gears. So as you can see, the final drive is quite short to give you more top speed. And then the 1st, 2nd and 3rd are quite short to give you a good acceleration, and these are longer to give you longer gears once you've got up to speed. The alignment's basically nothing. I've done relatively soft springs and anti-roll bars and stuff. The ride height is on race suspension. If I show you there, I did higher it a bit. Aero, I did put the front bumper on just to get it up to S1 900. So that's slightly more to cornering, just because you haven't got the wing. And then brake pressure, I want more on the front. And then diff, you've got 70% to the rear. And then I don't really know what I'm doing here. This is just kind of my usual kind of logic, which probably isn't really correct if I'm honest with you, but anyway. So if I go ahead and share that tune now, so you'll be able to see what it's called. So I'm just going to call this S1 Forzathon. I probably could call it Tourenwagen. In fact, I'll put that as the description. It's a nice short name for a Forzathon this time, so like proceed at a high velocity. Which is quite hard to fit in your title because you can only have a maximum of 100 characters in your title of a video. So we'll call it Grip and Speed, and in here I'll just call it Winter. I hate Xbox keypad, it's so laggy and hard to type in. There we go. Right, so that will now share, and then I'll pop up the share code, so you can search for the name that I've just typed in, or you can search for my gamertag. But I'll now just go in here, and then I'll go in here, I'll search for my gamertag, because I don't actually know the share code yet, because I've only just shared it. Shylo 2017, so this might be the quicker way to do it, I don't know. Remember, when you do put the share code in, even though it displays it with spaces, it doesn't let you put spaces in because it's only a maximum of 9 characters. So there you are, and the share code, which I'll put in the description like I said before, is 410-875-234. So I hope you all enjoyed today's video, I hope you found it to be helpful. Remember, this doesn't start till 3:30 PM GMT tomorrow at the time of recording. Thursday the 22nd of April. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like I said, if it did help, I'd massively appreciate if you could hit that like button, and also consider subscribing to the channel. We are so close to 75 subscribers, and any help towards that we'd massively appreciate it. Also, if you turn notifications on, you'll know when we next upload, which will actually be tomorrow with the full completion guide of Winter, so do stay tuned for that. If you do have any questions or anything else to say, let me know down in the comments. I'll try to reply as soon as I can see it. And I'll see you all tomorrow, so have a good time doing your Forzathon.